Hey guys, welcome to Punky's World. Okay, I'm going to talk about cerebral palsy, and I have exciting news. Cerebral palsy. Cerebral meaning brain, palsy meaning paralysis. It is caused by an injury to the brain at or not long after birth, usually. In my particular case, I stopped breathing about 10 hours after birth. And my aunt argued with me, that's not cerebral palsy. Well, you're the only one that thinks that. Because my doctors tend to disagree with you. And my tight muscles tend to disagree with you. In fact, there's so much tightness. See, I have what's called mild left-sided hemiplegia. What that means is basically my damage is on the left side of my brain and therefore affects the right side of my body. And when I do my exercises, you will notice that my foot on the right side, let me put you up here. Let's see if I can show you when I do my exercises. Okay. If you watch, when I do this, first of all, it wants to bend. When I do this, you'll notice that the foot, I don't know if you can see it. Let me see if I bring you down a little bit more. The foot goes in. Sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you'll see the knee bends too. 7, 8, 9, 10. It's not supposed to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then go backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. Doing them twice a day. That was the first set today. Just to give you an idea of what I do. There we go. I can't believe my phone ended up way over there. Wow. I don't think I can reach it here. I might be able to. There it is. Oh my gosh. The thing with cerebral palsy is the brain damage is different in everyone. Some people have the same type of cerebral palsy. But the amount of damage and what that damage does to you is unique to each person. So, I'm going to have a Zoom meeting this week because I'm going to be on a podcast about cerebral palsy. As soon as the podcast comes out, I'll make sure that I link it. I'll do a video telling you a little bit about it, and I will link it in my description. But it's a lady from the cerebral palsy support group that has it, and she asked if anybody wanted to be on it to talk about their experiences. Hi. So she just wrote to me privately, and we're going to set up a Zoom for one evening this week. Tuesday and Wednesday are out because I got Diane on Tuesday and I've got a board meeting on Wednesday. So, busy week. Plus, during the day tomorrow, I have physical therapy. So, and I'll be getting my cane. Anyway, my cerebral palsy and where my damage is, I'm putting this over here so it's a little light, is, that's better, is in my left frontal lobe, which controls, how do I put this? I'm not as no, it still needs to be over here. I'm impulsive. So whatever comes into my head comes out my mouth. And sometimes it probably shouldn't. So I tend to interrupt, I tend to I correct, all those things, and I work really hard at it. I have virtually no filter. I'm trying to build a filter, but I have virtually no filter. It also affects my body in that I get spasms, particularly in my right leg, because it's the left side of my brain. And I have now learned that those spasms are because the damaged part of the brain can't talk to those muscles in the way that it should. So it causes them to go and that is what caused the injury to my knee. That of the muscles. Nobody ever told us that you should be doing stretching exercises your whole life and things like that. The thing is, my mother would have done that in a heartbeat. She always exercised with me from the time I can remember. In fact, my earliest memories of that, and I was thinking about it today, I would come home from my second year of kindergarten, and I would run into the house and run up to Mommy, and Richard Simmons would be coming on, and we would exercise to Richard Simmons, or at least I'd attempt to. I'm very clumsy, uncoordinated, which is also part of cerebral palsy. And I just remember doing that with her. Later on, we did Sweat into the Oldies. And we had all 3 tapes, 1, 2, and 3. And we always found ways to exercise together. And it was always important to my mother, exercise. She didn't look like one of these fitness models or whatever, but my mother always exercised, and that was a thing that probably very few people knew about my mother, but she really truly believed in exercise. Richard Simmons passing away made me remember those days of coming home from kindergarten at noontime, and Mom and I would exercise to the Richard Simmons show. Then we would have lunch. And that was our routine. I would come in and, with my little backpack, and that's what we would do, and I loved it. Those were such awesome days when you think about it. But like I said, nobody ever told us that there were stretches you were supposed to do. Because the younger that these are done, the less it's going to tighten up as you get older. And I'm pretty doggone tight now on the right side. And that can be extremely painful. And I was talking to a nurse, actually, who's a friend of mine. And we were just talking about that. And the pain it's not like anything I can describe. It's not a Charlie horse. And she kind of patted me. She said, "No, honey, it's very different than a Charlie horse." And it was like, I almost said verified. I'm, what's the word? Validated. That no, it isn't. It's totally different. It feels like the muscle wants to tear your knee in two and tear your hip straight out. That's how tight it gets. So, we're talking tears. um, and of course, I had the dislocated hip, and the acetabulum, which is the outside of the joint, never grew enough to accept the femoral head, the ball. So, kind of sits like this, which is not good for either the femoral head or the socket. Not good for the ball or the socket, just to scrape along. Bye bye, cartilage. So, yeah, and it's so exciting to get to do a podcast about it and to talk about my experience with it. Sorry. So yeah. So I wanted to talk to you about that, and I had said I was going to do a video about cerebral palsy anyway. So when I got that message in between videos, I said, that's what I'm doing. Because I was so excited to get the message. So we got to figure out if it's going to be tonight, Thursday, or Friday. Tomorrow, guys, on the channel, we will be having a special day devoted to Mom. I have to figure out what that's going to look like. I know we're going to make a ham dinner with real potatoes, the whole bit, which I'm going to peel tonight. And I have the cake, of course, and I have, I don't know what else, what I'm going to do, like, on video. We're going to make the ham dinner for sure. The ham itself I put in the microwave because it's pre-cooked ham steak. I'm only going to cook one of them. The other one's going to go back in the freezer. So I don't know what the other two videos are going to look like, but I know we're cooking. So. I miss her terribly right now. Especially with the political climate and everything. It's like, You know, my father always said, I'm glad I'm old. I don't get to see this crap. Well, you didn't get to see Donald Trump as president. Thank the good Lord. But you also didn't get to see our first female vice president. Possibly our first female president. Maybe. We got to see who her running mate is going to be to figure out if that's possible. So, that's going to be a big decider in whether or not she's elected, is her running mate. So she better choose wisely. Don't choose your husband, Doug Emhoff, because that would be ridiculous. I don't think she would do that anyway. I'm not sure who she would choose. Biden will probably help her choose. So maybe she'll choose Hillary Clinton, which would be a good thing. Because I think she could possibly beat Trump if she chose Clinton. Because everybody I know wants Clinton as president, so. Sorry. Oh, that was my hip. Anyway, just the things that Mom and I would talk about, you know. It's an election year. And I do plan on printing out a map and coloring in the states red and blue on election night, just like I did when Mom was alive. So, maybe we'll do that tomorrow. We'll print out the map and look at it. And so, thank you very much for joining me. God bless you, and I will see you tomorrow. And please check out the video over on Kid Missing. Bye, guys. God bless you.